everyone, I'm Miss Christine from the Euclid Public Library, and I'm here today to recommend graphic novels to you. All of the graphic novels I'll be telling you about, you can access from home using Hoopla. If you go to your app store and search for Hoopla, Hoopla, you can set up an account with your Euclid Public Library card, or you can also use the desktop or laptop computer by typing hoopladigital.com into your browser to access these materials. All of the books I'll be talking about today appeal to teenagers, but I think there is some appeal to younger and older. I know I certainly enjoyed all of these books. And let's just get started. So the first book I'll be talking about today is Straight Out of Brooklyn. This is a Miles Morales book by Saladin Ahmed. This particular book is a great jumping off point to get back into Miles Morales after watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You do not need to read anything else. This pretty much just picks up where that left off. In this book, Miles is at his boarding school, his principal's out to get him, there's a love interest, and there's a bad guy. It's Rhino. If you're familiar with Spider-Man characters. I really like Miles because he just seems so real. I love his jokes in this book. There's a couple that made me laugh pretty hard. And I like his interactions with his friends and peers. He just seems like a real kid, and I think a lot of Euclid kids would enjoy this book. The next title I have for you is called Life is Strange, Dust, and this is by Emma Vicelli. This book is based on the video game Life is Strange for the PlayStation 4. I read this book before I played the video game, and actually this book inspired me to play the video game. I read this volume and I loved it so much. I read volume 2, which you can also access on Hoopla through single issues. I think you may also be able to read some additional issues beyond that. And I am also playing the video game, so it's cool how reading a book has gotten me into another form of media. The main character in this book is about 20 years old, and she can manipulate time. And she's having a moral dilemma because she doesn't know if she should manipulate time for her benefit to change something that'll be more favorable for her, or if she should leave it as is, as it's favorable for her friend. It's a great moral dilemma that she is going through and trying to figure out what she should do, and I think this is very relatable for teenagers. The next book I have for you is They Called Us Enemy by George Takei. And George Takei is an actor. He starred as Sulu in the 1960s Star Trek TV show. He is now known for being an activist. You can see him on social media speaking out against injustices. And he and his family were interred in an internment camp in the 1940s. It's a dark time in American history where the American government was interring Japanese Americans in a camp during World War II. This is his experience with his family. What I really enjoy about this book is that it's in black and white, which gives it kind of an everyday feel. You can insert today's refugees or other people who are in camps, and it would just feel just as fresh. I will let you know that I cried reading this book, so if you do not like crying when you read, you may want to skip this one. But if you love a heartwarming but also sad story, this is the book for you. My next book is Green Lantern Legacy. This is by Min Lei. And if you are familiar with Green Lantern lore, or if you're not, there are Green Lanterns all over the universe, and they come from many different diverse backgrounds. So it's no surprise that we see an Asian American Green Lantern. The main character inherits his lantern powers from his grandmother, and he has a really strong family system and system of friends in this book to help him fight the bad guy and figure out who he is, and the lantern is going to help him figure out who he is as he gets older. What I really liked about this book is that his friends are really great friends. So often I read graphic novels with younger characters in them who have powers, and they share their powers with their friends, and their friends go and blab it to the world. These are really great friends, and they're not going to blab his secret. This is a great book for people who are not familiar with superhero stories and want to get started. You don't have to have any back knowledge to get into this book, but it's a great one to get started with other books. I would say this is great for ages 10 to 16, but older may appreciate it as well. Finally, my last book is called Ronin Island, and this is by Greg Pak. This is a shogun story. There is a main character who is Japanese and is trained to be a shogun, but there's also a character who is a Korean orphan who happens to live in the area, and she also trains to become a shogun, even though she is still ostracized for being Korean and being poor and being an orphan and having all of these what they consider to be afflictions. She's still very strong, and she's a leader, and she can kind of organize people and get people together. What they're doing in this story is fighting the undead. The bad guy has found a way to bring some monstrous creatures to life, and they are fighting these creatures. This is issues 1 through 4. And this volume, volume 2, comes out in May, but you can read the single issues through Hoopla as well. I think 5 through 8 are available, maybe 9 and 10 as well. But this is a really great story. It's very quick. The issues, you can get through them pretty fast. And the art is really, really fantastic. This is great for all ages. I would say as young as 4th or 5th grade would enjoy this, up through adults. And adults, many graphic novel readers will be familiar with Greg Pak's name because he's been all over Marvel stuff. This is no different. He did a fantastic job on this. So that's all I have for you today, but if you want some more recommendations in the future, I'm happy to provide them. Just comment on our video on all of our social media platforms. Tell us what you want. We'll see what we can do. Well, I hope everybody's staying safe, and have a good day. Bye!